Greetings. It is I, Foolish. See, I do wear white on occasion. Couple new features I'm unveiling today. I've decided that I am going to do tarot for special populations, like when you get a personal training certification, and you could just, train general normal people, right? But you can also get a special populations designation on that certification so that you can train the elderly, people with chronic conditions. I decided I'm going to be that for the tarot community. Now, the thing is, although I would agree that a lot of tarot reading could apply to everyone, there are specific situations where it would just kind of be nice if somebody acknowledged your suffering. Am I right? One population that I've been reading oracle cards for is the chronically ill. But I've added a new special populations group, and that is people who are caregivers to their elderly, their disabled, maybe even chronically ill people, because I don't feel like there's a lot of acknowledgement for their suffering. I find it helpful when someone, I don't know, gives a shit. I find that really helpful, and sometimes it can alleviate the pressure of feeling crazy, like you're making it up, like this isn't really happening, that you didn't just see your elderly parent, perhaps with dementia, sneak around and start hiding items in their bedroom, or having to argue with siblings about what's really going on, or trying to get other family members to get involved, and because they don't want to see what's really going on, you're suffering the bulk of the load. That can be super frustrating. And hey, guess what? I see you out there. I get it. And now you're going to be included under my under the flag of Camp Foolish. I'm going to look out for you guys. I'm going to acknowledge you. I'm going to do readings for you too. And just like the chronically ill community, I'm going to translate into something that maybe you could use. So these readings can be more tailored and more appropriate to your situation. I'm taking that as a pop out. Did you see it? It was like, hey, here's another one. Bonefire Tarot is very nurturing, and it seems to be more, I don't know, suffering compliant. It doesn't, some of these other decks have very, they're talking to normal people, or they're talking to people who are undergoing suffering that already have a well-established spiritual practice. Some of us are just plain old people, right? Yeah. So here are your cards for this week. I guess I'm gonna, one of those horoscope readings don't really apply to every situation. They just don't. Or they could, it's just in the translation maybe. So I'm gonna give you cards for the week as if you had your own horoscope, like you were your own astrological sign, entitled Caregiver. All right, Bonefire's on board. Bonefire's on board, baby. Here we go. The journey begins. This is the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me a little bit, okay? There's no reversals also in Bonefire, which I think is perfect for this because what you're going through is already basically one big reverse tarot card, so why don't we just not, you know? How about we take our foot off of the adversity pedal for a second? How about we just chill out on some of the suffering, right? Let's see what we got here. We got 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups, all up in the fifis, right? The feelings. 2 of Wands, the Hangman and the Magician, which these two, that's pretty all right, I feel. Now I'm going to translate this into your situation, all right? Here we go. 5 of Cups. Now the Bonefire book is amazing. She goes into detail. Great sorrow, feeling of isolation. Huge losses have occurred. All is not lost. Find support in home and family, if you can get it. The past holds answers. Some emotional strength remains. Now, in this description, I noticed a couple things that could apply to you. She's describing this picture here. He's got 2 cups that are still upright, she says. So he could scoop up these cups. You know, the other 3 are gone. The other 3 have spilled out. That's just far behind him, and I'll put it up on so you can follow along. Okay, it's the river. He's alone and isolated. The Bonefire 5 of Cups unfortunately follows the 4 downstream to abject misery. Hey! Already we're making some progress. Far behind him we see a stone bridge and a small blue house, okay? The lights are on and the home fire burns brightly. His home is full of helpful people, but for now they leave him alone. 5 cups are caught in weaving waters. 3 are overturned. Their contents spilled and mingling, signifying his loss and outpouring of emotion. Which, if you're a caregiver, man, you are up in your cups every day, right? In between having to resolve logistics, leave work early, wait for a phone call, file paperwork, okay? Oh, and then also, you know, if your person you're taking care of is on a decline, you're also having to witness that and then process the emotions about that. Honestly, I feel like caregiving is one of the most emotional situations, long-term situations in many cases that I've ever witnessed, and I've seen a lot of shit. So, also speaking of love and time going to waste, right? Do you have that feeling? Do you have that feeling inside you? Or maybe even some guilt. You're doing your best to take care of this person, but you always feel like you could be doing more. Man, 2 cups have remained upright, their contents intact. It is not too late to scoop them up and rescue their contents. All is not lost, right? 2 cups. He's still got 2 cups left. The full cups echo the lights in the house and elements of the universe joining forces to drag this poor young man back from the brink and set him on the road to recovery. She mentions the Hermit. Both cards speak of a time of isolation, a need to momentarily be utterly alone and recollect oneself. Wrangle yourself. Where the Hermit withdraws for spiritual research, the 5 needs to be alone to wallow in his loss and release pent-up emotions. Yeah. The fact this too will be a spiritual experience is lost on him right now, but he is a lovely young fella and I wish him well. You're that fella. You're this fella. So basically, make some time to have the fifis, I guess. Express them. Feel them. It's hard to do that when you're caught up in like the hamster wheel of, care, daily care for some of you. Particularly in cases where your person has dementia, you almost have to make an effort to get any time to yourself to process all of the upsetting things that you may have witnessed over the last however many. I see you. I get you. I get it. I get it. That's why I'm doing this for you. That's why I'm pulling cards for you. I'm translating these for you because I understand. I'm not there. I haven't experienced it, but I see it. Here we go. Queen of Cups. Ruled by the purest of emotions and unable to overcome them. Something important, not yet revealed. Powerful intuition. Searching for something. Deeply absorbed in the spiritual. She is deeply intuitive. She understands you and sees your situation. Queen of Cups sees you, all right? The help she offers is a suggestion toward your spiritual path where you may join her in passive reflection. Fifis, process them, right? Probably seen a lot of traumatic things in the last however long. It's hard to stop and take a breath and just get still, Caregiving is a 24/7 job. Queen of Fifis, okay? Passive reflection. These two cards are trying to give you a little bit of a break here. I'm looking for more stuff that fits you. If you find the Queen in a reading, which you have via me, she may ask you to take some time out for inner reflection to evaluate your spiritual progress and make adjustments as you see fit. She also asks you to check your motivations for action. Are you being too material? Would you be happier with a simpler existence? Closer to nature and away from the rat race? Are you spending enough time in nature? In shadow, Queen of Cups asks if you are wallowing too much in depressive thoughts and behaviors. Are you spending too much time alone in your head when a practical earth-based existence would suit you more? Do you escape too much into fantasy when insights could be shared and put to good use? She shows as humans we are on and off our path towards enlightenment and self-optimization. If we existed in a vacuum, we would all stay perfectly focused, but life intrudes and we are left with our dreams, which we allow in and out of our lives at the convenience of our schedule. Finding often the spiritual path is far more often trodden when we are not busy. The Queen asks us to consider where our priorities ultimately lie. We feel they are with we might feel they are with ourselves, but if this renders us practically unserviceable to society, are we too much out of balance? Translation. Self-improvement. Basically, and this is not a cliche, like hang in there kitten poster meme type dismissive. I find that these are the situations where if you had a spiritual practice, it would greatly contribute to your effectiveness. When we have monks in a monastery meditating all day, that's great. But I've always been a bigger fan of taking it to the marketplace, which means you turn everything that you do into a spiritual practice. Okay? I find that much suffering happens when we are concerned with only ourselves. Okay? But then on the other hand, caregiving is so given, it's almost like that's the anti-self-absorption, where you give so much, it's hard to find a way to center and ground yourself. And if you get run down, you can't really help someone else. Okay? So that's a mighty fine balance to strike. It's a challenge. I would say this, look for, if you're not currently in a group of people that you talk to, like other caregivers, or check your county website, and there's probably a council on aging or something through your county. There's ways to reach out, because in this card here, I know that it says like the house is full of family that's ready to help you, but in that case, it may not be your biological family. It could be that you're just one step away from finding a community of people that would really help you. Okay? And that have been through it. All right? Because I feel like our job here, and I'm not the only one that has said it, I feel like our job here is to suffer, get through it, and then share what we learn through it with others that are going through the same thing. All right. 2 of Wands. A plan for advancement. Step beyond your comfort zone. Heading in the right direction. Feeling ambitious. Considering options. Deciding to go for it. A well-supported venture. So we talked about some dreams here over here with Queen of Cups. And now we're going to have to figure out how to make them happen. Okay? The observer dreams from a place of safety, not yet ready to step out. Good Lord. Well, this is probably always going to be true. The 2 wands work and act together, but each have a different role to play. In a reading, this could indicate 2 areas of your life might be in need of plenty of attention and energy. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. The caregiving is like a constant, right? It's almost like a limb for many of you. It's a limb that you must maintain. It's not going anywhere. All right, the Hangman. Now listen here. The very pointed need for an adult to make significant life changes to finally nourish a hungry, neglected soul. Which were these? It happens to every human, quote unquote, she says. We arrive at the notion that there must be more, and once settled, it begins to work its magic. In response, we may force some change. This is also, look, he's got skivvies. He's wearing the briefs. This is also a change of perspective. It also means that, traditionally. Alright, so we've got this dude running around in his drawers. Right? Isolation, process fifis. Honor the fifis. Start dreaming, right? Which, for caregivers, that dreaming looks a lot different than some unfettered young person on Instagram living their best life, okay? It's relative. 2 of Wands. Start put together a plan. It's 2 wands. Hangman, change of perspective. Make some changes to nourish a hungry, neglected soul. Which, if you're a caregiver, that's legit, right? Because the funny thing about other people's aging process, it doesn't follow our schedule. I just heard somebody call my name. How dare you? Okay. Oh no, this is exciting. I hope this reading applies to you. I don't know if I could do these once a week or once a month or whatever. I think I'm gonna know. We're just gonna get in the swing of it, alright? I'll do these as often as I can. But I hope that this is accurate. The Magician whips up and commands light. The keeper of secrets, bright and dark, harnessing energy with the elemental tools at his disposal. He will show you how, but you need to ask. Here's the instruction on the card. Use your power to manifest that which you have imagined. Become a channel for gifts from the universe. Embrace creativity in all you do. And that's funny, because I was also going to do a new feature to urge you to be more creative. I bought the deck and everything. Like, I've been planning. Use your skills and tools toward your higher purpose. You control all but understand little. That's interesting. Hold on a second. This is a long one. I just want to make sure I get everything out of here that we need. The Magician represents both real magic and the illusion and does it through the power of skill of one man. I could have said person, but the fact is the Magician knows all the answers. He holds the truth and wields it at will. The mage in a reading might represent someone you see as a muse and inspiration for your own creative or spiritual process. Your own muse is burning strongly, and you should seize the moment and go forth and make. Many artists pick this card to represent themselves when they are creating well. They have sent their conscious, logical mind out to the shops and ushered in this muse and surrendered to its lean-ins. Work made in this state may be described as being channeled from the creator or spirit or whatever, the universe. Nice. All right. Good Lord, woman, you do go on. I mean, the book is beautiful. Okay, so here's my thought about creativity, and I'll talk about it somewhere else also in another video. I feel like when you turn off, just like she said, when you turn off the logical part of your mind, sometimes solutions happen. So when you're bunchy, I just feel like you're not open to the solutions that could help you. And that's why I urge people to get creative, like even if it's just doodling, or especially when I have things that are bothering me, I like to make the mean stick figures. It just kind of lets me, relax a little bit so that solutions can pop into my mind for whatever I'm dealing with. Or at least options, which is a lot of times that's just as good. Anyway, this has been your tarot reading for caregivers. I guess that's what I'm going to title it, so that people can get a clear idea just by looking at the whatevers. And I will see you at another time.